Hey folks, welcome to 5253, and to all of our new students, welcome to U Ottawa. I thought I would start off by just taking a few minutes to show you around our virtual Brightspace classroom, as well as showing those of you that are new to the university where you can log in to Brightspace. So to log in, you just go to the U Ottawa/EN or FR if you're French students page up here. So if you just Google U Ottawa students or U Ottawa Brightspace, this will come up. And then you just click on log into Brightspace down here. Now I've already logged into my Brightspace, as you can see, because on the faculty side we have to do passwords and authentication codes and all sorts of stuff. So I already did that to save myself some time. So when you log in here, this is the landing page where you'll be able to see all of your courses. And our course this semester is right here, where we have the Bitmoji of me holding a book. And as you can see, when you click on this, this takes you to the overview page of our Brightspace classroom. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to navigate the classroom. So up here along the top, if you click on the little house home button there, that will take you back to the page that we were just previously on. When you click on the course title, it takes you back basically to this page. It takes you back to the content. So as you navigate through things like your gradebook, if you want to go back, you can click on the course title or you can click on content here. This little button here with all the different squares shows you just all of your different courses that are available in your Brightspace. In my case, because I've pinned these ones to the top, these ones show up in blue for me. And then the little mail and chat symbol here are for sending mail and instant messages through Brightspace. Please do email my U Ottawa account if you want to get a hold of me. I very rarely check the instant messages on here, so it's not as reliable of a way to get a hold of me. And then the little bell here has your notifications. So if I post something or someone in your other classes posts something, you'll get a little notification up here. And when we release grades for your assignments, I believe it also will pop up here. And then if you click on yourself, you will get to see you can go to your profile to edit it, notifications, account settings, and logging out. Now I'm going to switch myself to viewing as a student, because as you can see, it looks a little bit different on my side right now. So let's start along this little top bar here. So clicking on the content here, like I said before, it takes you back to the course. So say if you were to click on grades, for example, and then you wanted to go back, you could click on this, or you could just click the course title. Announcements is where I'll be posting announcements for the class. I'm really bad about actually posting things in here. I usually email, so that's usually the best way to get anything from me. I do try to put copies of my email here so you don't have to dig through your inbox, but I'm not the greatest about remembering to do that, but I will try to do better this semester. And then if you click on grades here, it will take you to your little grade book, so you can see all the assignments are listed here, the points, so the weight of it as well. Once I assess you, the grade, and I believe when I release your feedback, there's a little link down in here that says view feedback, so you can read the feedback I've given you. Class progress, it looks different on your side than it does on mine. On my side, this lets me know things like it gives me a list of everyone and a quick snapshot of what your grades are like, when you last logged on, how often you've been logging on, what posts you've looked at. So it's kind of my summary of where you're at in the course. And then calendar, as you can see, it's our calendar for the course. So all of the deadlines for our various assignments are in here. So if you click on the 16th here and you scroll down, you can see that Exploring My Values and Experiences is due at midnight on May 16th. Then if you go along to groups here at the top, once I sort you into your MLC groups, you'll be able to see your group here and connect with one another this way. And then assignments is just a summary of the assignments, whether or not they're completed, submitted. Once again, it will show your score, your evaluation status, and the due date. And if you click on each one, you can also see some additional information about each of the assignments. And then now back here on our little landing page, so our overview page, so this is just what I was using as kind of my welcome space and to post things before I had actually published the whole course. So as you can see here, I had my little welcome, my introduction, for those of you who don't already know me, the Getting to Know You survey, and then information about our course textbooks, which is that you don't have to buy a textbook for this class. I'll jump down here to course schedule. So it's just the schedule and what you can expect over the next few days, so it tells you upcoming due dates, things like that. Very similar to our calendar. Table of contents. I personally avoid the table of contents. It's super overwhelming because it shows everything, as you can see. So we keep scrolling. So I personally don't use this feature at all. I find it very overwhelming, but if it works for you, then by all means do use it. The next one down is my little virtual office. So there's a little bit of information about me, my intro video once again, my email address, and then also a link to our Ask Me a Question Google Doc. So this is a space for if you have any sort of questions that you think may be of interest to the entire class, such as questions about assignments or readings, please do post them here. If you have a question or a comment that's a little bit more personal or private, just email me. And you can also respond to each other's questions. So if someone has a question about the reading or how to access it and you know how, feel free to let them know. And I do try to check this every day. Under syllabus, I have posted our syllabus. Please note that I am going to shift around some of the readings in the coming days once I have a better idea of who's in our class. And then assignments is just, I call it your go-to place for all things assignments. So I have submission portals here for you. I have little summaries just of what the assignment is, what percentage of your grade it's due, when it's due. There's a few, so you can see here the submission portals are here as well. I'll also be posting some exemplars here. For the MLC work in particular, I'm going to post a video probably later today walking you through the process. And as you can see, I have one from a previous course talking about how to fill out the portfolio. And I will be embedding videos of that nature in this area. And then as you can see, when we click on assignments, all the different ones kind of drop down here so you can see them all on the sidebar. And then the last one that I have on here is what we're doing this week in Module 1, Part 1. So I do have other modules available, which I will show you when I exit out of Student View. So as you can see, the other modules do exist, but there's a few tweaks I want to make, and some previous students have told me that they do prefer having a little bit more of a gradual release with the modules, because coming in the first week and seeing 12 weeks of content all at once can be very overwhelming. So I will be releasing these as we go. And for each of the modules, I follow the exact same structure for all of them. So whether it's Module 1 or Module 6, you can expect the same structure for how I'm setting up the space. So my spaces always start off with a title, the module number and the dates for it. And then I usually have some sort of little image, usually involving my Bitmoji. And then I talk a little bit about what you can expect in that module and what our goals are for the module. And something new that I've added this semester is I've added in some Mentee surveys and polls. So these are surveys that will be up for the first 7 days of a module that you can respond to. Sometimes they will be related to the readings and course contents, and sometimes they'll be kind of random, like this week where I asked you what's your caffeinated beverage of choice. So you can respond to them by just clicking on the little links here that I'll be sharing. And then I've also embedded the results, so as people answer it, it will update live here. And if it's a little hard for you to see because the text's a little small, you can just click down here and it will put this in full screen for you. Now following all of this, there's a little Motivation Monday section. And this is an area where I'll be posting optional activities for you to do. They're kind of like a warm-up for the module. You don't have to do them, and if you do, you don't have to send me anything. This is just meant to be a way to get you interested and excited for what we're covering in that module. Some students do like to include reflections on them though in their portfolios, and sometimes MLC groups like to use them as kind of an icebreaker, so you are welcome to do that. And the way I usually do them is usually it's a video that I share and then just a few questions for reflection. And if we keep scrolling down, there's readings and reflections. So each week I will post the readings that we need to do this week, and I will hyperlink to them as well. And then I usually post some reflection questions as well, just for some things for you to think about as you're doing the readings. And then presentations, this is where I'll be posting any videos from that week. So this video I'm doing right now will be embedded into presentations. And then any PowerPoint slides that I may have that accompanies it, or any sorts of notes, I will also attach to this section. And for this week, I've also included a little Mentee just for questions you may have about the syllabus or the course. And then the next section we have is activities. So this section just lets you know what our activity for this module will be. So for this week, it's the Getting to Know You survey and introducing yourself on the discussion boards. And some weeks it will be just a reminder that you're working on your MLC group work and a little prompt to fill out your portfolio. If you're looking for where the discussion board is, if you just scroll down to the bottom, you can see here, introduce yourself, and it's a discussion topic here. So you just click on that and it will take you into the thread. You just click start a new thread, and then you can type your introduction. And then if you want to read them, you just click, and then you can respond by hitting reply to thread. And make sure you hit post to make sure it gets published. And we'll just go back here to where we were. Oh, and then if you get stuck like this, like I just did, where it's just the activity and you want to go back to the full module where you can see everything, you just click back over here on module, the module number. So we scroll back down to where we were before. So there's our discussion topic. And then additional resource is just a section where I'll share some additional resources for that module. So for this week, I've shared a couple of videos I did previously on APA and things I wish I knew about grad school when I started. These are both videos that previous learners asked me to make. I may do some more throughout the semester if you have anything you want me to cover. And I'll also be sharing additional resources related to the modules we're currently working on. Typically books. If there's a module that really resonates with you or a theory that really resonates, I'll give you some suggestions for books that you can read. And I think that's really it for our virtual classroom. If you have any questions about navigating our classroom as you're getting started this week, do feel free to email me. You can also post questions in our Ask Me a Question document, or you can also post comments just down here on YouTube. And that's all for now, folks, and I will see you all online. Bye.